A girl from Senegal. She come back to daddy when I Senegal. Daddy at the general. Half to pay the lawyer just to stay out the federal. Big man pull up like a sentinel. Big gold chain on me neck, me and several. Make the girl hyper. Half to settle down. Ginseng roof for the second round. Knock out in the girl. Rubber man take a gun. A lot, not a little, plenty. My quartz crystals never empty. Duppy no knots to fret me. Bitter like root tea. I'll use whatever works like Bruce Lee. You only need a little like Tootsie. Baby had a biggie, it was juicy. I like it really weird like Kooky. I switch my salad every year, it's a new me. You thought you knew me, let me introduce me.
I'm getting sick of bitches having opinions, and that's all I get to see is fat black bitches, old white bitches, dykes.
Yo. This is Disagreeable. I'm disagreeable. We are disagreeable. Welcome to Disagreeable. You know? And just like Magic Family said, hit the like button. I appreciate it. I wasn't planning on going live right now, but I want to talk about a situation that I just had right now. It's not a big thing at all, but I think it can. It's something meant to think about. It's something that we need to think about as a whole. The title is meant to bring people who are into that thing over here, you know, but it might not really be about that, you know. I'm gonna drop the link early, see if anybody wants to give their insight while I tell the story. You feel me? See if anybody wants to give their insight. Let's drop it. Pause. There you go. I don't want to smoke a joint while I tell the story, so I'm finishing breaking up this organically grown mimosa. The strain's called mimosa. You know, I'm into natural strains. I'm into land races. I don't like too many crosses, hybrid, trying to work it up to this high THC percentage. Like you're a fucking psycho. You a dope head? Oh, we need 27% THC. I need 32% THC. Are you a fucking dope head? What's wrong with you? That's why the weed got you paranoid and fucked up. You can't live right. And you're bad mind and shit. You feel me? Because you're smoking that shit from California that was grown in the Bohemian Grove. Your weed was probably grown by butt-naked white men. You feel me? Your weed was grown by butt-naked white men in the Bohemian Grove next to the statue of Moloch. That's why it's not hitting you correctly. Learn. How about you go meet, and I'm not a weed seller or a fucking cultivator, so don't ask me about no fucking weed. But how about you find a cultivator and you have a relationship with him? Huh? Pause. You have a relationship. So you know what you're getting. So you know what you're getting. So you're not paranoid. So you're not smoking sprayed weed. So you're not smoking biological weaponry from China. You feel me? And that's one thing about I want to stop smoking because anytime the white man says shit's all right, he said, all right, you can do this. Go ahead, do it. You can buy it. Nigga, that shit's probably poisoned by that point. You feel me? Shout out to my white brothers. You feel me? But, hey, yo, my white brothers need to get the organic weed too. Get yourself a landrace. What is a landrace? Something acclimated, found within that area. You feel me? Expressions of the land. It gives you a feeling of wellness, uplifting. You shouldn't be couch locked unless you're looking for the medicine plant. And the medicine plant comes from a different part of the world. And you can grow that from a seed and get those special genetics and have that effect and those medicinal properties. You feel me? But you niggas just want to be high on drugs. I know what it is. Just go get a perk. Stop smoking weed. You feel me? Go get real drugs, nigga. You're too pussy to do real drugs. That's why you're smoking the California satanic weed. Huh? We got Halo in the back. Yo, Halo, welcome to the show, man. See, we got a little delay. Is he there?
Yo. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. What's good?
Hey, what's poppin', bro? How you doing?
I'm well. You know, just handling life. What you got going on right now? You gonna stick around for the story? I'm about to put
A little bit, yeah. I want to stick in. I don't want to stick around for the story. I'm out here on the grill right now, you know, flipping these steaks.
This nigga's got a nice little evening planned.
No, I'm flipping steaks and shit. You know where I'm at.
So you got a pleasant evening planned. I fuck with it. You feel me? We're there with it. But now let me close up this joint. Let me get into it. Well, I'll start off. I needed to go downstairs to get some more smoking supplies. You know, I need to get some more OCBs. And I'm trying some new OCB papers now. We'll find out why shortly.
Okay.
So, so I walk over to the smoke shop, which I've been going through to for many years. It's in my area, which is a high end area. So people who they see regularly, they know we're not tourists and the people who live in this area. You know. So I go in and there's a girl in there I've never seen before. There's nobody in the store. I approach the counter. She doesn't look at me. She's looking at her phone. And when she does start to look up at me, she doesn't have like a welcoming look on her face. So I'm just like, I'm not giving off any negative energy at all. I just say, let me get a small split house, you know? Because you don't got to engage with me. You're at a job being a robot. I don't need you to be pleasant with me. You understand what I'm saying? Doesn't mean I'm going to be unpleasant with you. So, so I say, can I get a small split house? She doesn't say anything. She kind of gets up and she reaches back, gives me the split house and a little natural tobacco. And then as she's handing it to me, she's like, "Oh, hello, hi, how are you doing?" Like sarcastically, you know? But I don't know if I was in a good mood or if I was just feeling centered. I don't know what. But when she did that, it didn't bother me in the least. I answered her so calmly. I responded to her like, "Oh, everything's good, I'm cool." Like as if I had no idea she was being sarcastic. You feel me? I just kept it so like it didn't mean anything to me. It was insignificant, you know?
That's the best
And that
way.
seemed and that seemed to upset her. You feel
Of
me?
course.
She's so so and mind you, we're in the store by ourselves. I'm a 6'4" black man, just to add context to this. You know what I'm saying? And I lift big weights, nigga. Bear ready. I can fight a black bear, but let's talk about that shit later. You know? So so after she sees that it doesn't affect me, she feels like she needs to clarify to me, "Oh, I wasn't really saying hi to you." Yo,
Oh, she's just trying to be dirty. Like
yo,
she's just picking fights and shit, bro.
she has to clarify to me like, "Oh, I wasn't really saying hi to you. You know, I just because like after she started going past that, I guess she was trying to say like, I don't know what she was gonna get into, but I was like, I was like, excuse me, like didn't raise my voice, didn't give off any negative energy. I'm just like, excuse me. I just
I would have just been like, I'm gonna cry in the car.
you're gonna cry in the car.
I'm gonna cry in the car.
That might that might have been that might have been smoother because when she started saying like, "Oh well," and she started getting into what she was saying, I just totally disregarded it. I just said, excuse me," like, "Have
That's
we met
cool. That's
before?"
cool. That works.
I was like, do we know each other? Have we met before? Do we got something personal going on?" You feel me? I said it very
Yeah,
calmly,
that
like,
works. That works. That works.
and she's like, "No, you just got." She's like, "No, like you just came in, you did this," and try like, you know what a bitch is gonna do, put it on you. And I didn't try to take it off of her. I said like, I came in and you were looking at your phone. You didn't even make eye contact with me, so I just asked for what I wanted. You know, like why does it have to be this? You know what I'm saying? I'm
I
being
mean,
very
it sounds like
calm.
she's choosing, honestly, bro. This shit sound like she's like
We're
flirting
getting
with some
there.
shit.
We're getting there. You feel me? And the thing
Yeah.
is, I don't know. Maybe I have some type of thing that can be clinically diagnosed as some type of thing that I can use as an excuse in life. But I don't believe in what white doctors tell me, so I don't get the pass like you niggas. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm like, I don't. I'm just in the mood where I'm just like, it is what it is. And she's like, so I guess she's so mad that she can't get me upset that she's like, "Oh, anything else you want?" I was like, "Yeah, let me get organic OCBs." And then she goes over there and she's kind of acting stupid, like she doesn't know what I'm saying, like trying to get me upset. And I'm just like, "Oh," she's like, "Oh," I'm like, "The organic." She's like, "What you want?" This one, I'm like, "Organic OCB." She's like, I'm like, "Organic OCB," and she's like, "Oh, are you sure?" Because I'm like, I didn't even get into like. Usually I'd be like, "Yo, bitch, who the fuck you playing with? Give me my fucking shit." I would just turn it all the way left because I don't care about you or your pussy, any of that shit. But I'm being in a very calm mood. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. You must need help. I'm sorry, you must need help. I'm very empathetic and I have patience for people like you. That's what I said to her. I'm very empathetic and I have patience for people like you. You must need help. I said, I need organic hemp
You're silly,
OCB.
dog. Silly, man.
And then she comes back and she hands me this shit. She puts it down, she rings it up, and I'm like, I'm kind of watching this, but I'm put it this way. My natural inclination is to be ornery and not passive aggressive, but just be straight up aggressive. So she hands me the shit, and I'm like, I let her ring it up. I ring it up, and she's talking to me, whatever, and I'm like, yeah, that's not what I want. After I ring it up, I'm like, yeah, that's not what I want. You got to go get me those over there. You know what I'm saying? So I make her go get me something else. And she comes back, and to the point where, and I'm being so calm that she can't say I'm being anything with her. You feel me? She can't say anything about it. So she's like, so now I'm making her walk back and forth, and she's like, really, is this what you want? I'm done playing with you. I'm done playing with you. I'm like, I was never playing with you. And she's not turning up. She's kind of like being on the edge of like, I'm not playing with you anymore. I'm like, I was never playing with you. I'm very calmly. I didn't say it like, oh, like, bitch. And I'm like, yo, I was never playing with you. I was never trying to come at you in any way. I didn't know about it, but I didn't qualify it any further than that. I just said I was never playing with you. So she's like, all right, are you sure this is what you want? I'm gonna ring it up for you, whatever. I'm like, and she's not a bad bitch at all, but she's not ugly. So I'm like, yeah, go ahead and ring it up. And she's like, all right, fuck it. And she didn't even give me the papers that I wanted. But I'm guess what I did right now? I guess I was such in a cool, calm mood that I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try those. I'm gonna let novelty come into my life. I'll try something different right now. You feel me? So I'm not even gonna get into it with the bitch. So after the second time I make her ring the shit up, she's like, all right. And I go to I like tap my card and I go to put in I think I use my debit. So yeah, I go to put in the fucking PIN number and she's looking and so I pick up the thing and I turn the shit aside. I was like, you look like you steal. You know what I'm saying? I say you look like you look like you steal. Hold
Bro,
on, I put my hand.
gladiator? Was this a gladiator, bro?
No, a Latina gladiator. A Latina
Okay, yeah,
gladiator.
it was a little gladiator. All right.
You feel me? She had the energy. Probably she was mad at somebody else, and then she saw me instantly, and she became attracted. She didn't know what to do. She fell apart. You know what I'm
She fell
saying?
apart. She fell apart on the scene.
And I wanted to use this as a teaching opportunity. After I told her, "Oh, you look like you steal," you know, and then she's like, "Oh, that's where your mind's at." Then she went to go get like a little for you with it. But I'm not. I'm gonna be honest. I understand the game, but I'm still me, and I'm not that player with it. So I was like, whatever. I'm just leaving now. They're done. So whatever. I'm just walking out the spot. Man, let me get Halo. Get the fuck out of here. We got Halo.
I'm
Halo.
here. I'm good. I'm
Oh
good.
shit, he's still here. All right, so I'm getting out the store, and just the calmness is hitting me. And I'm just like, this is a teaching moment because I know how I could react at times, and I know how some of these men talk online in the circles all they should need to explain to a bitch. You think that bitch doesn't understand that she's being rude to me? You think I need to tell her no? Oh, you were rude to me, and then I did this. You think I need to break down life to her? She knows what she was. She knows what she was doing. But what you niggas don't know is why a bitch is doing that shit. Because I'm realizing something. If a bitch is rude with you, she's interacting with you. That's what I'm just trying to tell guys who come across here later. They beat this title, how to hold a woman accountable. Like, nigga, I don't know. I have no answers for you. I don't know. That shit sounds illegal to me. Holding a bitch accountable, that shit sounds against the law. You know what
That's why I chimed in. I'm like, what is this nigga on tonight, bro?
I mean? I'm like, I wasn't planning on going live. Like I said, this shit sounds against the law. And I'm like, so how can, oh yeah, I forgot a little portion of that. She's like, I'm just gonna get go. I'm like, yo, like, why you raise your voice? Why you acting like there's no point for you to raise your voice? It's silly. That's why I remember she started like getting kind of loud and shit. And I didn't realize people came in the store behind me. So I realized her energy changed when other people were there, where she thought where it could have looked like she was being clowned or something, you know? She's like, well, you're in my store and all this shit. I'm like, yo, this is not your store. I know the owner very well. Like, what are you talking about? Call him. Ask him about me. He knows me very well. She's like, well, you're still in here with me right now. I'm like, what the fuck, bitch? He's like, a bitch will just lie. But after I told her, like, yeah, I know the owner. I know him very well. Call him. Ask him about me. You feel me? You could just, because I'm very noticeable. Just describe the person who you're talking to. You know what I'm saying? She's like, I don't have to call him. I'm in here. I don't have to call him. I'm like,
You made the bit short circuit, dog.
yeah. So here's the thing. And you know, I almost got out of pocket leaving the store. So walking out the store, it was kind of itching to me. You know, I just hate a bitch. I'm being honest. I just hate a bitch. I was walking out the fucking door, and it's like, yo, you fucking. I didn't get aggressive. None of that shit. I didn't even look at her. I just like, I don't even know if she heard me. I was just like, oh, you fucking annoying ass bitch. I just kept it moving. You feel me? Boom. And I let these things marinate and simmer. And I realized younger niggas need to hear this message. I see a lot of niggas really discount Patrice. And Patrice was a master of this. And if you took in Patrice's tenets, you'd be very calm. You'd be very calm. You feel me? And this is not a show for niggas who are like, oh, I'm hideous. I'm the hunchback of Notre Dame. Bitches don't like me. I'm sorry, bro. We're not living the same experience. I can't help you. I'm talking to regular niggas who think they're living that type of existence. No. You just have people trying to fuck with you emotionally. You need to be able to jujitsu that shit. And one thing, like, by the end of our conversation, and by me keeping the energy where I wanted to keep it, she was already discombobulated. I had already turned indifference into hate, and then I could turn it into love very easily right there. You feel me? Now, this window is still open for the future.
Two sides
This
of the
window's
same coin. Two sides of the same coin, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. I know you know what I'm talking about, Halo. And I'm saying this is still open for the future. So if you're going, if I go there again and you're there, I'm not gonna get aggressive. It was just pleasant last time. She's probably gonna have an attitude instantly. What am I gonna do? If I'm on the phone, if there's nobody in the store, I might even pretend I'm on the phone. If I'm not with anybody, I might pretend I'm on the phone and just walk in and be like, "Hold on one second, I gotta talk to my girlfriend. Hold on a second, I need to talk to my girlfriend. Last time we had a weird interaction. I need to know it. I need to let her know that it's good and that it's okay for her to be in her feminine."
I fuck with that.
You feel me? And then after that, and you get her to smile and be like, "Oh, it's all good." Then you disregard. You get your things. You just keep moving. You feel me? Then you keep this. Then you can do the push and pull and all that shit. And that's the game. But that's why I hate the game. And I'd rather just pay a couple dollars or whatever. You feel me? I don't want genuine attraction. That shit. This is what you got to do before genuine attraction. Unless you're fucking the nigga who bitches see your mugshot and they bail you out of jail. You got to do all this shit.
Facts. All this and some. And you got to do it every day because the bitch is going to blow up. So,
Yeah, it is. So I just wanted to tell that little story. I wasn't planning on doing the show, but I'm here now. Halo's cooking steak, so I'm sure he
I do
has.
want to. I do want to chime in on the accountability thing though. I'm
Go
gonna
all the
give.
way in.
I'm gonna
Pause.
get a young. I'm gonna get a pause. I'm gonna get a young bull some game, right? So when it comes to accountability, I already know that there really is no holding bitches accountable to things because stupid bitch season is coming, okay? And it comes in waves. But because I know that, I have a very strategic methodology that I employ pretty much with every bitch that comes in and out of my life. It starts with the interview. I'm gonna do a fucking interview when I first start fucking with her. I'm gonna get a whole basically psychosocial landscape established with the bitch. The things that we stand for, what we do, what we don't do, what are our absolutes, all this shit, all these constructs. And I know inevitably, some point down the road, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year, whatever. Hold on, guys. I like that. It looks amazing on you. I like the dress even more, but this is fly. I like that. I'll see you in a second.
But you understand that I've heard some of what you're saying right now, and you're operating on the level that most people cannot operate on. You feel me? And the only way you can
Yeah,
really get
yeah.
people to operate on it is if you came out as one of these internet niggas and you started like selling niggas and shit. You know what
Start
I'm
selling
saying?
courses and shit. But the thing
Yeah,
is,
that's
she's gonna fuck up. And then what am I gonna do? I'm gonna hold the bitch accountable. But why am I holding the bitch accountable? Because I'm about to get the fuck. That's my out. If I wanted to be.
and I like that it's coming from you right now at this time because people niggas need to understand when most people talk on panels, they're in their house laying on a bed that has no sheet on it, no fitted sheet, nothing on the bed. You feel me? My
Yes.
man right here is grilling steaks outside. He got a shorty coming out here asking for his approval on the dress. He's on property. He's on Lando Lakes. We can barely hear him over the frogs. The nigga's on Lando Lakes, living the life of butter. You know what I'm saying? Living off the fat of the land. Let's go.
You know, flipping steaks and having it my way. But the moment it ain't my way, you know the
But let
rest.
me add, let me add this. I got to, I always got to give some pushback. Pause.
Yeah, go ahead.
What if I said this? Women will only accept the interview, and I don't know if you want to tell the rest, but like you know what I'm talking about. They're not gonna accept all that. I think they really only. Let me say this: they only accept it from you because they know who you are. They know your position, and they're taking it as like this is just what he does. Like you're professional on such a
Yeah,
level
that's
that they're
true.
just taking this is your
That's true.
program. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So
That's
only
true.
and you got a little bit of evil pimp in you. You feel me? So
Yeah.
you're hitting them with a double whammy. The only way that another nigga can get that to be real, I'm playing the devil's advocate. The only way a regular nigga can get that is you got to be on some pimp shit. You got to be on some
You
real
gotta either be you either gotta be the pimpin' or you gotta just be like a fly nigga that can dress. Like where I come from on the East Coast, where I came up in like high school and shit, it was niggas. They wasn't no pimps, but they was just fly niggas. Pause. You know, they know how to dress. They players, and bitches just get lost in the sauce of that shit. And if you can stay fly and you know how to talk and carry yourself well, bitches will take you serious. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm a little bit biased because I'm not an ugly nigga, and I never really hung out with ugly niggas. So pause. You know, I don't know.
That's a fact. I just look at all these different dynamics and shit. Like, but like I know you weren't here for the last show, but I don't have any more sympathy for like short niggas. Short niggas don't. Because I found out that short people hate tall people, but we won't get into that right now.
You found that
It's
out.
real though. It's real.
Well, you know the
And the
donut
thing
shop
is,
video I sent you a while ago, dude was snapping in the donut shop, man.
yeah, but here's the thing. Like I thought, like yo, he's exceptionally short, so he really. But and everybody who's not like officially like a tall nigga, like 5'11" and plus, they really like they dislike you for being tall. Especially if you were a 6 foot plus nigga, that niggas have a disdain for you. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah, they do hate.
Kind of like the
I've had
niggas have
niggas
a.
pull me aside. I've had niggas pull me aside and be like, um, yeah, of course, like as soon as you get here, she started acting different, like on day jobs and shit. I'm like, what you talking about, bro? I mean, look at you, dude. I'm like, and then niggas be having some spewing with hate and shit. I'm like, what you talking about? She's six
Yo,
one, handsome. Like, of course she's gonna be nice to you. She's been a bitch to us all week. I'm like, I never really understood that shit, but niggas be having spite when it comes to this, man.
let's say it is 100% true. How do you even address that with a man? How do you even say that to her? You know what I'm saying? Like
I
even if
just
it's
say
100%,
pause, like
right?
pause. Like, why are you looking at me like that, dog? What's really going on?
Like, of course, the girls like you. You're tall, you're handsome, you're charismatic. You know, I've been checking you out for a while. But nigga, what?
Right, like nigga, what? But they keep in score, and they're like watching the dynamic. And I think a lot of these guys feel other because they ugly and they don't really have no game, and they don't know how to talk. Because I've seen ugly niggas with game. I mean, you have a bitch saying you're not fat because of how much you eat. You just fat. You just fat because you went through some things and da da da. The niggas got game, and they got account numbers and all type of shit, routing numbers.
Hold
They
on,
got game.
you're telling me, you're telling me agreeing with a bitch when she said racism made her fat. She's like, you know what I'm talking about. You saw that fat bitch, and she's like, the diet don't work the same.
You know what I mean? It ain't about none of that. It ain't about the food. It's about all this shit we talking about. And it makes me love you so much more and respect you so much more. Golly. I've seen dudes spin narratives like a motherfucker, bro. These are not handsome guys. Pause.
And the thing is, like, I'm not gonna doubt it at all because I know it can happen. That's why people don't realize. Like, let me put it this way. This is kind of crazy. Let me know if you agree with this comparison. The malleability of women is kind of like the malleability of reality itself. You know,
Very much so.
it doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? But
Very much so. I agree. And it's hard to
you,
explain. And you really have to learn it from application. And I know that don't sound it probably don't sound I don't know. I'm not really giving people the game on that, but it's something you have to learn from doing. It's hard to explain it to somebody else. It's practical knowledge.
yeah, it is what it is. Well, I told a story. Maybe I'll chop it out a little bit later. But I'm here. Burn this J, and maybe I'll pull something up just to hang out a bit. See my way because I usually let people know I'm going live, but I didn't let
But your
anybody know.
story honestly was a good example of what we're talking about. Like, you didn't get into a reactive state. You kept it moving in a certain direction. You know?
And yes, exactly. And in that moment, it was natural stoicism. And looking back on it, if it was not contrived, but I was trying to be stoic, I think it would have been worked even better. Cause I like there's been times in the past like when I used to go out, it used to be my thing. Like my face already looks, even when I'm just happy chilling. If I'm not smiling, my face looks uninviting. If I'm just chilling, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see you
So
really getting off on that like displeased game.
yo, I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand like the experiences of a lot of niggas. So I'm not the most handsome nigga in the world, but I know I've just made things happen. I can understand the dynamic of it. Meaning, like, here's the most common question when I used to be out all the time on the scene and shit. When bitches wanted to talk to me, why does your face look like that? Are you upset? Why don't you ever smile? Why did you ever smile? You feel me? I'm gonna let you keep asking the question, and then you can have I can have my responses that are in the pocket, like, oh, because this is serious. You feel me? I can take that wherever I want to take it, because she's already engaged with me, and she's like, oh, why do you ever smile? Why do your face look like? Why do you look so serious all the time? Because this is serious right now. I can take that in a lot of fucking directions, a lot of directions. You feel me? And the thing is, I've noticed even in business later, there's a discomfort when you're not trying to sell yourself. You know what I'm saying? People feel I guess the only thing you can compare it to is like uncomfortable silence. You know, they just don't like it when you're not trying to mirror them or whatever the fuck's going on, or like get in line with the perceived social order. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, and the whole, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed by none of this shit. I'm not impressed by this deal you're throwing at me. I'm not impressed by your pussy. I'm not impressed by nothing.
And I never looked at it that way because I wasn't consciously doing that. But I think you're 100% right. That was the that is what's coming off. That is what's coming off. That's why it can even be perceived as like if you're trying to do it, it can come off as rude. But I'm not trying to do it. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
No, after knowing you for some years, nigga, you're genuinely not impressed.
Nah, you know what it is. See, here's the thing, and the thing is, you have like no, and the thing is, you before we got to know each other, you knew me in a way where you were just seeing the genuine person. You know what I'm saying? Like how I knew you, I was just seeing the genuine person because I didn't know you personally. I didn't even know what the fuck you look like. You know what I'm saying? But in a conversation, I'm getting to know this person. I have no preconception of how they look, how tall they are, none of this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Facts.
You still on the grill.
I'm still on the grill. I'm about to wrap it up. You know what I mean? Slide inside. Pause, pun
All right.
intended.
I hear
and,
it.
Yeah, man, it's been great. I'm happy I was able to hop on tonight.
I hear, as black people say, I hear the aluminum foil.
It's out here. We got that. We got the steaks. We got the chicken and shit. It's cool, man.
Yeah, so we gonna
On
let
this
Halo do
land.
his we gonna let
On this
Halo do
land.
his thing
I'm gonna do my thing, and I'm gonna check you on the next live. Hopefully, talk to you soon. Peace.
for sure. Enjoy your evening, sir.
Yeah, much love.
So told that little story. Halo came through, helped me out, bounced some ideas around. That was nice. So let's finish smoking this J, and we'll see what's going. I just typed in something random. I think I typed in white wives or something like that. So interview with German women who only date black men. Let's see if this is gonna be very cringy. Let's see.
What's going on, brothers? It's your dude, Mr. International Passport, for yet another classic interview. I am here with three lovely, gorgeous ladies. And what's your name to the right? Amini, what's your name?
Hannah.
Hannah, and what's your name?
Norma.
Norma, fantastic. So you're all from Hamburg, right?
That's right.
Fantastic. And what do you look for in a guy physically? Is it tall, short?
Tall, because I'm tall, so.
Okay.
Hold up, this nigga is doing the same thing that every nigga is doing everywhere around the world. Like, let me see. Let's get to the pathetic part where like black guys go everywhere and ask different women, "Hey, will you date a black man? Do you like a black man?"
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So in terms of like accents, right? So I'm Black British, and
Yeah.
my audience is Black British and Black American. What do you feel about black men? Like, do you?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. It's just about.
It's okay, it's black or white or
Yeah.
half pink. Yeah.
So if
It's crazy how when he asked a question, she putting like what was that reaction? I know what it is. It was kind of interesting. Let's see that reaction again.
accents, right? So I'm Black British, and
Yeah.
my audience is Black British and Black American. what do you feel about black men? Like, do you?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's just
It's
about.
okay. It's black or white or
Yeah.
half pink. Yeah.
So we feel like
It's about the character, of
Yeah.
course.
yes.
First of all, and of course, of the
A little bit a body.
Yeah,
or
but not that
face.
much. The
Yeah.
personality counts.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
And what about you?
I don't care at all, but I'm really into black men. My ex-boyfriend.
That's your type.
That shit made her light up. Bitch getting this lighting up just thinking about it. You know what I mean?
So why are you into black men? Tell me why.
I don't know. I think they have like charisma and things, but I have good experience with them. And
My bad. What she say?
it's my type.
So why are you into black men? Tell me why.
I don't know. I think they have like charisma and things, but I have good experience with them, and I don't know. I have a lot of fun with them.
So only black now, not nothing else.
Yeah, once you go black, you never go back.
Okay, so when I came to Germany, right, a lot of people told
Hey, it's worldwide. It is what it is. You feel me?
me, be careful, right? There's a lot of
Yeah.
girls who like black guys here. Is that true? And why is that? What is the reason why there's an attraction to black men from women in Germany? Can you tell us why? I'm a bit perplexed.
I actually
know.
don't know.
I think everyone have a type of a boy. Like
Yeah.
I like white boys or black boys or
Yeah, that doesn't
something.
matter. I don't really care if
About
he's
the
black or white or
yeah.
Yes.
something.
Of the
But
color.
normally I have something with white guys.
Oh, that's fine,
Yeah,
yes.
But
Me
but that's not what my type is. It's just it.
But
Yes.
I
It just
like,
happens like
but
that.
I like half black.
Yeah, that's yeah.
That's not my type.
I actually
but
Yeah, look how specific this thing is. It's weird. And this bitch is just, ever since she started thinking about niggas, she's been daydreaming and looking into space. She's like, damn, I'm trying to try something. You know?
I don't really have a type.
I don't.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've bad.
So let me ask this, right?
The gloves, actually.
So I have another question. So in terms of like the accent, right? So I have an English accent, and other
yeah,
black guys have an
that's so
American
great.
accent. So do you like accents? Is that more?
All right, I've heard enough. I've heard enough. Shorty on the right. You already know what we're doing with that. Like I said, I just came on to tell a story. Told it. Wasn't planning on having a show, but I'm chilling here smoking a joint, so we'll pull some things up. We'll create content. Feel me? Hit the like button. Hit the like button. It's not gonna do anything. Ooh, I think I had this saved to like look at later, but I didn't look at it at all. I didn't look at this at all. So this might be disturbing. This might be disturbing. Give me 1 second. Feel me? This is not a professional show. Boom. Boom. All right, before I even keep going, we're gonna pull this up. This might get people depressed right now. You feel me? We're gonna pull this up. So I saved this just to listen to it later to see if it could be content. So this might not be content. This might be bad. Well, let's take a look. So, before we even play this clip, let's look at the title of this. Let's look at the title of this video. Super nasty, insane sex lives of white plantation mistresses. You feel me? I don't know what this is about to be about. I saw it pop up somewhere and I saved it. Now, let's see if this is bad. Maybe I should review this before I play it on the show. Fuck it, we here now. Let's go.
The bizarre intimate lives of white mistresses on the plantation. The owner of the plantation was a woman who was right behind the owner of the plantation in terms of importance. She supervised the work of all the slaves on the plantation. She had great power which she used to exploit said slaves in pure ways. It was inevitable that the private parts of the slaves themselves would be exploited, and that they'd be used to fulfill the lustful fantasies of the plantation owners. Female slaves would be flogged for minor offenses, and their mistresses often left them standing in the field for long periods in the bright sun. From everything attached, it can be concluded that the life of slaves was below any level of humanity, and the life on the plantations is also witnessed by the
I'm losing viewers. I know it hurts. But yeah, but just keep in mind most of this is propaganda, but we're still gonna see what they're talking about.
Former slave Harriet Jacobs, the author of Incidents in the Life of a Slave Girl. The slave girl is raised in an atmosphere of licentiousness and fear. The
You know what? I'm already getting the vibe of this video, and I thought this would be something like I need to review this. I need to review this, not on the show, because this has potential to just be depressing. And I want to. We're keeping it light right now. We're keeping it light right now. Shout out to Chris in the chat, man. Shout out to Chris. Actually, I need to go on this joint on YouTube so I can like mod up everybody. I don't have any mods. Hold on, we vibing and shit. Hold on, let me drop the link. Let me drop the link. Yeah, I dropped the link already. You feel me? But it is what it is. People are gonna come and go to the show. I'm just chilling right now. Let me look at my watch later, see if I saved anything to check out later. Boom. I know the dead air is not good. It is what it is. How y'all doing? Y'all all right? Are y'all all right? Oh, let's see what we got over here. Got some passport bro shit. Should I try to cook them a little bit? You feel me? That's always kind of funny. That's kind of lighthearted and whatnot. You feel me? You know what? Let's see what they're talking about. So I remember I pulled up a little bit of this video before, and I was like, yo, I have to save this for later. Where's this nigga at? Hold up. I just saw this shit. Am I bugging? Oh, there we go. There we go. One second. Boom. Let's get right into it. We got the homie. Well, what's this nigga's name? Ronin TV. The quintessential passport bro. Feel me? But I want to see when he pulls niggas up and see what these niggas talk about and how they look. It's just horrible, dog. It's horrible. Let's go.
See, hold on. Let's see. All right,
Hey,
brother.
yo.
What's going on, brother?
You can hear me?
I hear you. I hear you loud and clear, my brother.
Okay.
So look, we just chopping it up. Look, do you have a YouTube channel?
Nah, I ain't. Yeah, nah.
Oh, you ain't got one, man. Man, you need to look. If you had one, you put it out. But look, why do you think men stay in these sexless relationships? We can chop it up a little bit.
What? Part of they don't got no game, Ronan. That's what it is.
You think it's a game thing, or you think they just,
Yeah, and when I say the game, I just mean the truth. That don't mean you manipulative. It don't mean that you conniving. It don't mean that like you shisty or like nothing like that. People don't know their worth, man. These men out here, they don't know their worth. They don't know their value. The pedestal, I'm about to tap your pockets now because you don't.
Oh yeah,
desperate.
that's real.
You feel what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
a lot of men put themselves in that predicament, in that situation, and that's why they get played. And they think that like them spending bread is going to make the difference or compensate for the fact that they lack a lot of the masculine traits that's necessary that women respect. A woman will respect you.
Here we go. You gonna let us know why? I knew I should have pulled this up. Let's go.
When you respect yourself and you know you the motherfucking truth.
That's bullshit. Excuse me, the joint. Said women are gonna respect you when you respect yourself. Like, so you're telling me every single guy who's ever been disrespected didn't respect himself? Yeah, that's a tough one to believe.
That's what it boils down to.
Man, that's
you show
real.
signs of insecurity and you show signs of being inconsistent, because a lot of niggas say that they play the game this way, but women are detail oriented. So while you're making up shit to sound good, she's paying attention to how you actually move. And when what you say don't align with how you actually move, she lose respect for you. But she will take advantage of you still. And
Okay, so she will take advantage of you still. So what the fuck is the difference? So odd.
off like I'm fucking with you, but she ain't fucking with you because she know you a
Mhm.
fraud. That's the thing.
I got
Yeah, that nigga didn't even believe what he said and how he smiled and shit after he said that. Yo, that's the crazy thing about niggas online. Niggas online don't even believe the shit that they say. That's why these online forums and panels and like argument panels, shit like that shit's totally useless. But yeah, people ain't really in here. I got the link in there. Nobody really hit the link, so I'm just gonna vibe. I'm gonna vibe, finish this joint, see what's going on in this watch later. Hold up. Boom. I have to go left field with it. I have to go left field with it. Let's see. I know niggas don't want to talk about this. I know niggas do not want to talk about this. Hold on. Here we go. Give me a second. I'm queuing this bitch up. I'm queuing it up. Boom. Boom. All right, here we go. Let me share the screen. I told you you're gonna go left with this shit.
Obstinance. He sends plagues to torture all of Egypt and take out the firstborn of every single family in Egypt. But I still don't think that he is the father that Jesus was talking about. So I thought I would do a video about the Canaanite gods and the pantheon of Canaanite gods, not God, which Yahweh is one of many. And they sound just like the same quarreling false gods that all of the other cultures used to talk about in ancient times. And why did they all talk about these false gods? Because they lived here on earth with us. I'm pretty sure of this now. And I think that a bunch of astro-theological stuff got mixed in with the story over the years. This video popped up in my feed this morning about how there's channels out there talking about how the ancient Hebrews worshipped a donkey-headed god, and these people are demons and false prophets. Jesus would have never said he was the fulfillment of the law and the prophets if the 7,000 times the name Yahweh was mentioned was referring to some pagan god. Okay, but do you know how many times Jesus referred to Yahweh as the true God? 0, not once. And just like you mentioned here, the Pharisees mentioned Yahweh 7,000 times. So Jesus knew good and well who these people worshipped and made point blank statements like, "You are of your father the devil, the father of all lies." And when they asked him to rain down fire from heaven like the prophets of old, he said, "You know not what manner of spirit you are of." Well, I'm going to give you a little teaser of what I've been gradually working up to here, but there is no record archaeologically or written or otherwise that there were ever any Hebrew slaves in Egypt. But there's very clear record of Semitic people from the east moving into the delta, usurping power from the pharaohs, and dividing the kingdom in two to where these usurpers ruled the north. These people also outlawed the worship of all the other gods in the Egyptian pantheon and said, no, we are going to worship Set, the dark god, exclusively. Well, it just so happens that Set is a donkey-headed god who was known to be the god of storms in the desert and all of these characteristics that they attribute to Yahweh. But hey, a group that 6 million vanished without a trace, and there's no evidence whatsoever that that ever really happened on that scale, would never lie and claim to be captives after a failed coup attempt, would they? Okay, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go with the Canaanite gods here. Some of these might sound familiar. Dagon, Baal, El, Moloch.
Gonna say we ain't fucking with none of these niggas over here, man. You feel me? Baal, definitely. Fuck him. Moloch, fuck him. You feel me? Blood sacrifice, guys. They built a ramp over there in Israel, and they're gonna do a blood sacrifice with genetically modified red heifers to make a genetically modified prophecy come to fruition. People aren't thinking about that shit. But they're thinking about Puffy.
And you'll find that all of these gods had the same characteristics as the ancient Greek gods, the ancient Sumerian gods, just by different names. But by these names, Dagon was the creator god, basically the father of all of the other gods. And we're going to go through a specific story about these gods and tell me that we're not talking about physical living beings. These are not just anthropomorphized stories about the weather. It's hilarious listening to a legit scholar try to explain how this is all analogous, however you say that. They were just referred to as the powerful ones in ancient times. But ultimately, they were just here after gold. Now, you can go with whichever story you want on why that is. But to a primitive man, gold is pretty well worthless. There's a lot of better metals for warfare and things like that. It's shiny and it doesn't rust. But man's whole obsession with gold
Isn't it super conductive when it comes to electricity? Why is this guy discounting that? How do you know what manner of existence they were living in back in the days? You know, like if the observer effect is real and the level of consciousness dictates the physical reality, if everybody's living on a different level of consciousness, that means the rules of physics would be different, right? Possible. Let's go.
Gold comes from these gods. So all of the ancients tell of a successive pantheon of gods. In the Greek language, you have the original king of the gods as Uranus, who was overthrown by the Titan Kronos, who was then overthrown by the Olympian Zeus. Now, scholars try to mishmash all of this up and say, well, they were just building on the myth of the older god. No, it's these guys took over the jobs from their predecessors. Only they lived for thousands of years. Same.
This is my dream job.
Pantheon. Scholars will say, well, they used to call the storm god Hadid and then it morphed into Baal. No, Baal took over that job from Hadid. And I'm not sitting here saying that we're talking about beings from another planet because from what I can gather off of this, some of these are still living underground. And you could very easily replace the word God with like officer, like a science officer. So you've got the officer of fertility, you've got the officer of the rain, which is one guy that specializes in genetic manipulation, the other in weather mods. But so Dagon was the old school father of the gods who eventually yielded his kingship to El. And this is where scholars make it a jumbled up mess because they say, well, Dagon was the supreme god and El was the same god, so they're both the same person. And no, Dagon was the supreme god in his time, and then El was the next supreme god in his time. We're talking about beings that grow old and retire. And then their kids take over because El was the father of Baal and Yahweh and Yam and hundreds of others. And so the following is a story of when Baal went against El to take control, take kingship over the gods. And this is just too funny, so I'm going to use this for an icon for Baal because he was the storm god and the god of war. And this is El, his father, who was king of the gods. Now, as the story goes, I'll kind of just paraphrase things here. The time of El's kingship was waning, and he ruled from his holy mountain where at the...
I wonder if I should skip forward for the short attention span niggas. Because this is actually building up, and sometimes you need a decent attention span to fully connect the dots. But what we're getting at in this season, the eclipse happening and all this stuff is Yahweh and Baal and all these guys, they seem to be the same person, blood sacrifice gods, that these entities or beings that demand blood sacrifice. But let's see what kind of blood sacrifice they like. Boom, let's go from like here.
Written in English, the syntax is all off. It's written like a poem. But you've got this feud going on between the gods, and Prince C sends his messengers to a feast that El is having. El still being the king of the gods. And he instructs his messengers to go in, don't bow down, don't, pay your respects, just go walk straight in and deliver my message. And this is back in a time where a messenger is to be treated as the king or the god himself. So the messengers walk in, they interrupt the feast. All of the other gods bow their heads down in honor to the messenger. And Baal gets mad and says, no, this guy isn't even king yet. This is his messenger. Anyway, he kills the messenger. This starts a full-on war between all of the gods, and plenty of humans are caught up in this. There's accounts of a knot wading through blood knee-deep and wearing a necklace of human skulls and all this stuff. Eventually, Baal kills the Prince C with the divine weapons that were made for him. And he does his victory tour in front of all of the gods and all the people that he's now the supreme god. But Mot, the king of the dead in the underworld, doesn't attend his divine banquet and refuses to accept him as king. Baal heard about this, and just to give you an idea how this is written, he says, I alone, the ruler of the gods, I alone fatten the gods and men, I alone satisfy earth's masses. So he sends his messengers to Mot in the underworld with this message. Mot, Death replied pretty cryptic many times. And yes, coupled means what you think it means, because eventually it bore him a...
God's love for a heifer. In the ergodic corpus, the storm god Baal makes love to a cow, after which the cow conceives. So when it comes to the whole red heifer thing going on, do you think the parts of the ritual that they're letting us know openly is all the parts of the ritual? Or do you think they're doing other things with these heifers?
son. And by the way, that reminds me a whole lot of the red heifer sacrifice. And that was probably the worst rendition of that story that has ever happened. I'm sorry. It's written in a way that's hard to even break down into manageable bites. But let's go over some things here. These gods procreate. They have fathers and mothers and brothers and sisters. They eat because they're having a feast every other line. They evidently grow old and have successors to whatever station they hold. They have weapons they can kill each other with. They can take out whole cities worth of men. And they die and can be sent into the underworld. So that pretty clearly describes a mortal living being and not some ephemeral supernatural entity. Now, the name Baal just means Lord, and all throughout the Old Testament, they just call God Lord. Where was Yahweh during all of this? Well, Yahweh to the ancient Canaanites was just the god of metallurgy, just like the god Vulcan was to the ancient Romans. The name Yahweh is often interpreted as I am that I am. But I'm not going to get into a philological discussion right now. Back to the video from the beginning that popped up in my feed this morning. Sling and Stones is saying that people like me who question all of this are putting out evil demonic teachings.
Well, it's pretty obvious. I don't care about your personal beef, but the point's been made. The correlations are there. The lack of Jesus referencing the person in the book, and the references to Lord and the Baal. You see, so you know what we're doing. And anybody who came here because it says, "How do you hold a woman accountable?" I'm sorry, I tricked you. You can't. I don't care. So we're looking at other things. Hit the like. Hit the like. If you have any opinion on what's going on, go ahead, hit the chat. You don't got nothing better to do. See if I got one more thing. I need to clear out this. I looked at a lot of this shit already. I need to clear out this watch later joint. Hold up. Let's see. Let's see. It's always random shit in here. It's like usually not dumping shit in here for a show. So let's see. About that. This. Hold on, I had to say this for a reason. This has to be funny. Let's see.
What's the first thing you do?
Homie says, fix this and women will stop hating you. Let's see what this is about.
You've asked out so many women in your life, but time after time, they keep rejecting you. The ones that don't, things either don't go anywhere or she loses interest pretty quickly. You start to feel very ugly, but so many people have told you that you're a good looking guy. What could be going wrong here? Stick around, cause I need that watch time.
Stop right there, criminal scum!
There is a big reason why women are rejecting you, and it's not your looks. It's not even your personality. It's something called emotional frequency. What is emotional frequency? Your emotional frequency
Yo, I've never heard this one. Emotional frequency. Let's go.
Frequency is essentially the level of emotions that you are operating in, and this heavily determines the way you perceive the world and how the world perceives you. There's 4 different stages to emotional frequency. The first is self-sabotage, the second, accountability, the third is action, and the fourth is peace. But you might be asking, how does my emotional frequency affect my attraction? It affects your attraction through your own body language. Your body language is going to send signals out to other people. They're going to subconsciously read that, and they're going to form a judgment on you. They're going to determine whether or not it is a good idea to talk to you, to be in your presence. When you're in the low state of emotion, you're pushing people away because your body language is not good. You might be slouched over, you might have very closed body language, you might be struggling to make eye contact. The chances are that you don't feel very comfortable in yourself, and other people pick up on this subconscious.
I thought this was gonna be funny. This is somebody actually trying to like teach you something. Like, yo, niggas can't stop trying to teach online, man. Like, come on, man. I'm just trying to watch a funny video. Now I'm gonna shut the show down. I'm gonna do some other shit. Then we'll go and do something productive. Definitely got some work I could do. I forgot I saved this, but this is more like a Gnosis show. I think I'm gonna pull this up later. Maybe I'll come back and do a show later and knock one out real quick. Yeah, my watch later is crazy. Country. I know you're not ready for that Philip K. Dick speech. You all fuck with Philip K. Dick's? Pause. Oh, crazy though. But yeah, you fuck with Philip K. Dick's? You ever seen a speech in France? I think this is the one in France. This is it's kind of long, but I think it's worth watching. If you have on your own time, look at Philip K. Dick's speech. It's in Metz, France, 1977. See something interesting to go over right here. We're just chilling right now, hit the chat, say something, hit the like if you're just hanging out. Like, all you gotta do is move your finger a little bit, then boom, you hit the like, everybody's happy. Man, I should. And I ain't not ready for that. No, you don't want to hear about that. I haven't watched. It's been mad long since I watched this. Let's see what's good with this. I wonder if it's on a good part.
Slaves.
Right there, that's what we live in. Slaves with freedom and money. Crazy.
Of freedom and money. So I don't got to talk about the educated part anymore. This is just a little piece. So that book, all those 150 pages, is stuffed with information. I just went straight information. I don't have no whole lot of fluff in there, right? I try to set it up for y'all and then just get right down to it, because this is what's needed. You don't need a whole bunch of rhetoric and black power, this and that. You just need information, and that's what it is. Slaves with freedom and money. It's not a question, it's a statement. How do slaves earn money? They hired themselves out and they sold their own goods. So you say, what's hired out? So if you think about it, how many months out of a year could a slave grow and harvest and pick cotton? It ain't 12 months, because you don't do nothing during the winter months. So what do you think that slave master is going to say? All right, well, you worked 8 months out of the year. I'm going to feed you for the rest of the months. You're good to go. No, he's going to say, I'm not feeding you. You go out on your own and you figure out a way you can either make some money or grow your own food or whatever to feed yourself. So it's a process called hiring out. and that's the process of a slave or servant securing paid work from an entity or organization other than his enslaver, and you would have fought back without question. It's logic and just common sense that if you feel that way in your gut, you got that feeling, it's in your blood, you got it from somebody who came before you. They said they did and said the exact same thing. Look at this man. He's a slave, right? He don't look nothing like a runaway slave. You would thought he got a shirt on, he got shoes on, he got a pistol, he got a sword. This man in the back got pistols. They ready. I didn't draw this picture and make it up. I got it out of a book. These brothers' names is Robert Jackson, that's him, aka Wesley Harris, and the ones in the back are the Madison brothers. They escaped from Martinsburg, Virginia, and were on their way to Gettysburg. The reason how I know these people, that same William Still from Philadelphia, he took those notes that he kept from all those escaped slaves and he put them in a book. William Still's Underground Railroad Records, published in 1872, revised edition put out in 1886. It's 500-something pages long. And I don't know how many, it's the countless stories of all those slaves and how they escaped, details where they came from, where they was going, what they encountered on the way there. For these brothers' story, they left Martinsburg, Virginia. They got to a town called Terrytown, Maryland. In Terrytown, Maryland, a dog started barking. The farmer, the owner of the dog, saw them, said, "Listen, I don't really have no problem with y'all. Y'all can. It was during the day. Y'all can stay in my barn for the day, and then you're going about your way at nighttime." The slaves, they said they got together, thought about it. They agreed to it. All right, we're going to do it. They paid the man $1. Right, back to the money part, which you're going to get to later. Paid the man $1, went in the barn and hid for the day. They said the man's breakfast made him. The man's daughter made them breakfast. Came out, ate breakfast. Now here's what they say. About noon, men were heard talking around the barn, and this is directly from William Still's book. I woke up my companions and told them that the man had betrayed us. At first they didn't believe me, but in the moments afterwards, the barn door was open, and in came the men, 8 in number. One of the men asked the owner of the barn if he had any long straw. Yes was the answer. So up on the mow, which is the top part of the barn, up on the mow came 3 men, when to their great surprise they pretended we were discovered. The 8 men asked the owner, "Did you know that you have slaves up here?" Of course he answered no and act surprised, didn't act like he didn't know what was going on. Then the men started questioning the slaves. "Where you headed?" They said, "We're headed to Gettysburg. We had an aunt and a mother there. We also spoke of a Mr. Human, a gentleman we happen to have some knowledge of that we seen in Virginia." At the end of the day, the white man said, "Look, y'all need to come, go sit in front of the magistrate. If he say y'all can go, fine and dandy." Here's what Wesley Harris said. "I told them," and it's right here the highlighted part, "I told them if they took me, they would have to take me dead or crippled. At that instance, one of my friends cried out, 'Where's the man that betrayed us?' Spying him at the moment, he shot him. Bah! Then the conflict fairly began. The constable seized me by my collar, or rather behind my shoulder. I at once shot him with my pistol, but in the consequence of his throwing his arm up, which hit mine as I fired, the effect of the load of the pistol was much turned aside. His face was badly burned, and his shoulder was wounded. I again fired on the pursuers, but do not know whether I hit anybody or not. I then drew a sword I had brought with me and was about cutting my way to the door." And you know he got free because he made it to Philadelphia, right down there on 12th Street in South Philly, and told William Still this story, who wrote it down in his book.
Yo, I haven't watched this in mad long, and I forgot how dope this is. I forgot how dope this whole lecture is. I don't know if this is a lecture referring to a book or the lecture just called Slaves with Swag, but it's really, if anything, it's not really on being some super black shit at all. Anybody can watch this and understand that the programming can be broken, and most of what you've been told is bullshit. And what you've been told is making you act a certain way, you know, carry yourself a certain way, have a certain energy, you know. But I could just sit here and keep listening to this. But I'm gonna do some work. I might do a whole show on this later. Like when I want to watch this, I might just watch it live and talk my shit. But yeah, this is Disagreeable. I'm disagreeable. We are disagreeable. Hit the like, man. Do me a favor. Hit the like. Hit the like. Hit the like. Thank you. We are disagreeable and we are out. Peace.